checking out the brakes, brake pads and all. Actually look pretty good. And checked on the inner CV boot, and it looks good. Whenever we come in here, well, that's wonderful. So today I've got this Nissan. I don't even know what it is or what your model is. So today I've got this 2008 Nissan Altima 2.5S, and it's got like right at 177,000 miles on it, and it's actually belongs to one of my wife's co-workers. She just got a new job, but she's gonna be driving quite a ways, and she wanted me to check the car out for her and just see if it needs anything. And just driving it, it needs something. I know the transmission seems confused at times, so it could be maybe a sticking solenoid or something, not letting it know when it needs to shift. So anyways, just checked the transmission fluid, and transmission fluid smells a little bit burnt as well. I believe that on this I can put a little bit of additive in it, maybe bring it back later and do a flush and change the filter on it, and hopefully this will kind of help clean up some of those solenoids and anything that may be sticking in there, any valves or things like that. So this video today is just going to be on me checking this out, and hopefully you guys like. And if you see anything, feel free to comment. I know you will. And as well, if you like the videos, be sure and click that subscribe button. I love the rags that we have around here. Somebody's old sock. But hey, if you don't have a rag, it's nice to have something like that around. It's a little nasty in there. Clean it out a little bit. Big carb cleaner. I know a lot of you don't like these little bottle fixes on things, but with the way that we do things at the garage, we don't do transmissions, don't rebuild them, don't do anything more than just flush and fix. So when we use something like this, this is really just like a detergent that you put into the transmission. You're supposed to run it for about 100 miles. Helps clean things out, and then you come back and change the filter, flush the fluid, and it's supposed to help those, even supposed to help seals and stuff like that, especially on a little bit older vehicle, higher mileage. And so it has helped and actually fixed the issues, or solved the issues with a lot of the vehicles that we've had and that come into the garage that through not being able to afford it, they weren't going to get it fixed, and the car would just sit and they would have no transportation. But sometimes this gets them back on the road, gets them down the road just another few weeks or a month or even years. And so we don't mind using them. So I'm going to use it today. Smaller transmission, I don't really put a whole lot in there. This was actually just a half bottle, and so if it's a larger transmission on a truck or something like that where there's actually more fluid capacity, I would use the whole bottle. filter here. Come on out of there. Well, that's nice to see. You don't usually see that much. Brand new. Brake fluid is at a good level. Like my granddad had taught me in different ones I'd seen them do, come around and check all the fluids, and if the brake fluid is low, you add more to it, which is not 100% a bad idea, but usually use that as an indicator. If your brake fluid is low, either means one of two different things. You either have a leak in your system somewhere, which you need to identify where that is and fix that leak very quickly, or you may lose your brakes altogether. Or number two, if that fluid is low, it just means that your brake pads or shoes have worn down so much, and as they wear down, that fluid level goes farther down, and it could just be an indicator that it's time to change your brake pads, check out your brake system. But the fluid level is pretty good on this. I'm still going to pull the wheels off and check the brakes all the way around the car and see actually where they are, visually inspect them and see what's going on with them. So it does seem to stop really well, and so here we go. Coolant is a little bit on the low side. I believe I'm going to add a little bit to that as well. Check and see if I have any leaks anywhere in the system. Didn't spill a drop. Not yet, anyways. Spilled a drop. But it's right at the line now. Didn't really need just a whole lot. The engine still is hot, so I'm not going to pull the radiator cap off. Don't particularly care for getting burned. Alright, lift it up. See what we can come up with here. see pretty good tread on these tires. Not really wearing left or right much at all. Maybe a hair more on the inside track, but really not enough to really notice much. All right, so checking out the brakes, brake pads and all, actually look pretty good. And checked on the inner CV boot, and it looks good. Whenever we come in here, well, that's wonderful. We come in here, this other boot, even without doing anything, you can tell that there is a problem. Get my finger in here. That one is busted out. We come around the other side of the car. We notice same issue, busted out on there, which is going to get all kinds of dirt and junk up into that joint on the CV axle, and it's going to wear that out. A few of the other things look fairly good on it. We got some wear right in there on that bushing. Most likely the original on that lower A-arm. Check on the ball joints here. They don't seem to be loose. Flex in the arm, but that's just because it's aluminum. Really, for this high of mileage of an engine, it doesn't have much oil on it. It's actually really clean. I mean, it's got some residue from maybe a small oil leak, but it's not much at all. Transmission is really clear. So all seems good. Rear tires are good. I had checked this car before for her a few months back, and this tire here is the one that I told her she needed to have replaced, because it's got some pretty slick spots on it right through here, and a little bit out of round on that inside edge. It's just almost, if I could hold this thing still, you can see how that tire moves like that up here on this. Watch right in here, you can see how it moves. So that is a tire that definitely needs to be changed. Let's see what we got. You can even see quite a bit of fine dry cracking. Okay, so I've checked the front wheels of the car. Check them out. That thing's just the things that I've listed before. I'm about to lower it down and pull off the rear wheels and check the brakes in there. And then we should be pretty much done with at least this checkup, and then we'll see how she wants to proceed. Get over it, y'all. checking out these rear brake pads. You can see down in there, there is just nothing left. What you see right down in this area, this is just the back, the metal back of the brake pad. There should be something between it and this. And I think we've caught it just in time. Well, there is just about to, should have already gone to the squealers, but I haven't noticed anything with that. The inside, just the same. So we're gonna go ahead and order a set of pads for that. Easy to do if she's got the key to that. If not, I'm gonna have to get creative, try to get that one lug off. Okay, just took these off the back. Show you just how bad these rear pads were. Just barely anything. Well, honestly, nothing left. Must have just worn out. There's no braking surface left on those pads. Yep, that one's just the same. Well, I take that back. This one may be just enough. I can barely get my finger on it. Just enough to not tear up the rotor. It's got a little bit of a lip on there, but nothing horribly bad. I'll get these pressed back in. A little bit of grease on the surfaces. Put new clips and all back in. We'll be good to go. I can get this car back to her before it's time for her to go home. Oh, and by the way, I did find the little keyway to take out the, what is it, lug nut, the locking lug nut. Okay, so got this Nissan ready to go. Still need some parts. We identified that it's going to need new CV boots on both sides. Really, as dirty as it was around the boots, probably already got a ton of dirt in there. Even though we're not hearing any clicking or anything like that, most likely we're just going to go ahead and replace both of the front CV axles. And let's see, then the lower control arms is something we're just really going to have to watch, just because of that bushing starting to get bad in there. And this is a car, I'm not sure just how much she wants to put into it, and how long she's planning on keeping it. But we did identify that the rear brake pads were out, really just nothing left to them, and just caught it just short of destroying the rotors. So we got those on. So here it is. Be taking the car back to her here in just a little while, and we'll see you guys next time. Remember to like the video and hit the subscribe button if you like these videos. God bless you all. We'll see you next time.